Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby and I'm with Fitness is Medicine. And today I'm going to lead you through a set of exercises using tubes and a kettlebell. I'm going to use tubes and a kettlebell, but you could use a band and a weight, or a band and a gallon jug, something like that. Just one is all you need. And I'm going to use two different strengths of tubes. So we have a heavier one and a lighter one. And if you don't have various strengths of bands, then you can just use one and stand closer or further away to make that resistance work for you. Okay, so we're going to start today with the chest press, mimicking those muscles that you use in a push-up. And I have my bands set up here in my doorway, about chest height. So I'm going to start facing away from the doorway. I want to put my feet in a staggered stance to give my balance some stability. It actually gives you a little bit more stability than trying to push straight out with straight feet. And it gives your back some good stability and lets your core really help and take over here. So staggered feet, starting with your hands right here at your armpits, and we're going to push straight forward. So keeping your shoulders away from your ears and pushing and bringing back nice and slowly both directions. You can come up here and push. If the bands rubbing on your arms bothers you, if that hurts your shoulders, you can press straight down from here. Notice that when I go out, I'm stopping here. I'm not shrugging forward. So I want to stop at that anatomically kind of correct place to stop. We don't want to shrug forward and put any of our shoulder joints in a compromised position. All right, so we're going to do 10 and then rest. And next I'm going to grab, I could use that same strength tube for this. That's probably easiest for what you have in your home. I have another one set up here though for my video, so I don't have to change too many things. But I'm going to stand on this tube and do some squats. So just holding this weight right at my shoulders and squatting back like I'm going to sit down in a chair. So you want your weight going back in your heels and squat as low as you can. Now my feet are a little bit closer together just because of the band. Depending on what strength of band you have, you can put your feet a little wider apart, but the key is my knees are staying straight over my toes. Try to make sure you're seeing that. I'm sitting straight back. My knees are not collapsing towards each other. And I'm putting my weight in my heels. So we're just giving our squat a little resistance. If you don't have any tubes, you could do this just holding dumbbells right here at your shoulder, going nice and slowly in each direction. Okay. The reason I was standing on a towel is that helps protect the band so that it doesn't damage the rubber at all. Okay, next we're going to do a balance exercise. And we're going to do a starfish, sort of rocking back and forth. So we're going to start in our star. Make yourself a big star, which we've done in the past. Using that body, your torso, taking it off balance, off center, and then we're going to rock over here. So we're going to rock and switch feet. So we're taking that starfish to another level here today. So try to do it as slowly as possible. I didn't get very far over that time. So try to do it slowly each direction. Make those ankles work. Make your core work. All of those muscles, all the way up the chain from your toes, all the way up. We're going to do those rocking starfish. We'll do about 5 on each side. Try to keep your chin tucked, like we talked about in one of the recent videos, and don't look down. Looking down like that puts some strain on your neck. So you can look forward and try to find a spot to focus on, keeping that good posture throughout the whole exercise. Okay, next we're gonna use that one weight that I talked about. I've got a kettlebell, but you can use a dumbbell or a gallon of water or, whatever works for you. And we're going to do what I call a farmer carry. So if you think about lifting a bucket of water and walking, how would you go about doing that? Many times you'll see people, you find yourself kind of hiking it up like this and walking, and you want to be able to walk with good posture. So start with your shoulders back, your shoulders set, and walk with good posture, even though there's weight pulling you on one side. So that, the weight wants to pull you this way, you have to hold it in place, making your core work really hard. So we just want to walk across the room and back. And so if you have a long hallway, you could walk back and forth in, walk up and down your deck, wherever you are. And do about 30 seconds to a minute on each arm. And then when you switch arms, either set it down with good form, right, like a squat, and switch hands, or you can just switch hands depending on how heavy your weight is and how you're feeling. So remember, when you switch sides, set those shoulders back. Think about setting those shoulder blades right on your rib cage here and just walking nice and level. You want to think about your shoulders staying level. So you could do this starting in front of, maybe your bathroom mirror, or if you have a full-length mirror in your house, and you could stop and check and say, okay, am I level? Can I maintain that level as I walk? And the further you walk, the more you should feel it in your obliques, in your core, because they're really working hard to keep you level and not let you fall over here or, kind of do that hike up that you kind of start to do if you're carrying a really heavy bucket of water or your watering can and you're out watering the garden. This is a really good one. So when you are out watering the garden, think about trying this. This is really good. You can incorporate exercise into your day that way. Okay. The next one we're going to do is a side plank. So I'm going to move this camera down a little bit. And so we're going to start on our knees and our elbows, just like this. So my hips are on the ground. You want to think about putting your elbow directly beneath your shoulder. And first, come up like this, so that your knees are on the ground and your elbows on the ground. And if that feels okay, put one foot out. And importantly, with a side plank, many people kind of fall forward like this. It's okay to give yourself a little support here, but try to keep it up nice and tall. You want your shoulders straight up and down, your hips straight up and down, and everything in a straight line here. So if this feels okay, the next step is to stagger your feet. So your top leg will go in front, your back leg, your bottom leg will go in back, and you can come up like that. And if that still feels okay, and you're still working on 30 seconds, you can stack your feet. So we're gonna be fully stacked, just like we're lying down on the ground, and our feet are stacked. You can put one arm in the air, or if you need to put one arm here to stabilize, that's okay. But if that's too much, you can drop to one knee, and just kind of do any stage along that works for you, that challenges you, but doesn't put you in a compromised position. Okay, so that was at least 30 seconds. We're going to start on the other side the same way. So, going on your elbow, make sure your elbow's directly beneath your shoulder. You don't want to start out here. That's really hard on your shoulder joint. So, start in line. Think about your posture. Everything's stacked on top of each other. We're going to come up to our knees. Just lift those hips up off the ground. If that feels okay, sometimes this feels actually a little better than your knees because it gives you a little balance. The other way you could do this is start from a chair or put your arm on a bench and take away a little bit of this intensity. Okay, if that feels okay, remember we're going to put that top foot in front and come up into a side plank. Remember, we're holding our shoulders stacked, keeping our hips stacked, keeping our neck in line. I see a lot of people doing this, and we want to keep that good, straight Okay, and finally, if that all felt okay, and you want to try stacking your feet and holding that position, remember to keep breathing. Okay, figure out which one of those is a good challenge for you, but not debilitating. We don't want you to come out of that and think, oh my gosh, what did I do? So, start with one phase that feels okay, and then maybe add a next phase for 5 seconds, and then go back. You don't have to do one whole 30 seconds either way. And conversely, if you're doing the side plank with your feet stacked, hold it longer if you need it. If you're at 30 seconds and you're like, okay, I can do this, hold it longer. Hold it 40 seconds, 45. Challenge yourself. Make it your workout. Make it work for you. Okay, so the last one we're going to do, and I'm just going to run through these once, and then you can rewind it and do it again, or you can, write down what I'm doing and follow through one more, do it again. You can do it 2 to 3 times through. And if you find that you're doing this 2 to 3 times through and you're still feeling like it was not very challenging or you need more, then I would say add a little bit of weight if you can. Or if you don't have the weight or the strength of band that you need, then do more. So you can do, 20 instead of 10 or 15. Or you could do them for a timed limit instead of number of reps. So you could do, do the chest press for a minute. Don't do it faster because you're doing it for longer. You still want to do it with that nice, slow range of motion. Sorry, I had to switch out my handles here for this lighter one for the triceps extension. Okay, so we're going to go into a similar position for the triceps. I gotta change my camera here just a little. Okay. A similar position to the chest press, except that we're going to lean forward slightly. Now, in this forward lean, notice my back is flat, and because I have one foot forward, my back should be really supported here. So we're going to start with our elbows up here by our ears, and then press out forward. So you'll notice the only joint moving is my elbows. So if you start doing it and you find you'll need a little more resistance, just adjust, step forward, give yourself a little more resistance. You can always be adjusting. Especially depending on the type of bands that you have at home, you may need to do, like I said, 15 or 20 of these, or do them for a minute. This isolated position for these triceps really won't take long to tire them out. So remember, you're keeping that back nice and flat, your elbows are right here by your ears, and you're just pressing out straight. Okay, when you go through these again, try to remember to step forward with the other foot. Keep yourself in balance, challenge both ways, and remember at the end, go through a good stretch and let me know what you think. Okay, everybody, happy Friday, and I hope to see you all soon, and let me know if you have any comments or suggestions, or if there's something you really want to see, and I'm happy to work that out for you. All right, take care, everybody. Thank you.